don't want to move. It's always duck is the best thing.
I know.
If you go left, I go right. You go right, I go left. You go right. Hi and welcome. This is Rob Chisholm at Freeflight Brighton.co.uk, and this is a tandem flight with Andy in Boomy. Now we're at Firle in the month of April. Some people call this site Bo Peep, and this voiceover generally is for people wishing to do tandem flights so they understand what is needed. First of all, it's very important to turn up on the actual site. So when we fly from different sites, we fly from them mainly due to the wind direction. So some people do ask me, can I fly from Devil's Dyke on a tandem flight? Well, the actual fact is when you book in advance, the actual day that we go to the site will be controlled literally by the weather, and the wind direction tells us which site to go to. So for example, Devil's Dyke takes a northwest, so if the direction was, as it is today, northeast, we're going to be at a place called Bo Peep, and those links can be found for sites at the bottom of Freeflight Brighton, at the very bottom, and it's called Sites We Use, or Sites is the link. And there's Google Maps, etc. to get there, but a word of warning, don't just rely on the Google Maps. You really want to have maybe a road map, because if the site changes, we won't know that far in advance 100%. It would be the night before I email you at 7 o'clock to confirm the time and place. Now also, these guys, they didn't have any transport, so they came down to Seaford by train and then got a taxi to High and Over, where we moved on to Firle. So what would you expect? Well, first of all, when you're going flying with myself, Rob Chisholm, on tandem, you have to be patient. I sometimes say allow half a day, but we are working around the weather. And you can see we've gained height. Here I'm on flight with Andy. Andy's 90 kilos, so we're well loaded on the wing, and the activity is very thermic. So some people like this, some people don't. Your tummy can go up and down, and you can feel a bit nausea. So generally speaking, I say 20 minutes is sufficient. But Andy, he seemed to be quite fine, and therefore I continued the flight, and it was longer than 20 minutes. Some people wish to come down. Now, I'm constantly asking the customer, how do you feel? Do you feel relaxed? Because when you're up there, how relaxed are you actually going to be? I don't know. Some people say they like extreme sports and they can do all these different things. They've done parachuting. Well, paragliding is very, very different, and this is thermic air. So laminar air is smooth. We could fly at Newhaven Cliffs where the air is smooth off the sea, but this is a north wind or northeast, and the northeast wind is cold. And the cumulus clouds, that's the white cloud there on the video, they're above us, and we're literally going underneath the white clouds and using the lift from that, heading off towards the lake out the front. So there's no repeat pattern of what a tandem flight would be. That's our takeoff in the distance where we took off, and we're no longer in the ridge lift, obviously, we're in what's called thermals. So another good point to think about tandems: if it's cancelled due to bad weather, rebook as soon as you can. They do not last forever, and we do expect you, the customer, to rebook. The other area would become appropriately dressed for outdoor use, wearing boots, take gloves. Don't expect the instructor to provide all of this. That's up to you people to be suitably dressed for outdoors. Bring water and food, because there's no cafes at the takeoff. So many thanks. Now listen to what the customers have to say after their flights and get an insight to flying. So we're at Bo Peep. I call it Firle because I'm old school, but here at Firle we've flown. You'll probably see the video later. This young lady here, or wife, sorry, Boomy, bought the present for Andy, the husband.
I'll give her a kiss.
It's a gift. It's quite nice.
I believe it, it's all lies.
It's all lies. And just ignore all the background comments. Just so everybody knows, for Voucher tandems, how many times did you book in?
times.
Book in, actually book.
Oh, just once.
Just once. There's lots of people who book 2 or 3 times because the weather doesn't play ball with them.
Oh, I see.
So it's a weather-dependent sport.
It
But-
is indeed.
But okay, so you have no appreciation of that because you've gone, well, we've come once and had a nice flight. So out of 10, safety first, what's it like?
It's 11.
11? Yep. Oh, blimey, I've got my hair's going up on the back. You should never say things like that. It can never be 100% safe, this sport, but you try to make it safe. Why was it safe, though?
Well, it's partly because of you, really. It's all the directions and the instructions and stuff, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, and it's all the safety harness and stuff. But that's just knowing what you're doing.
Doing.
Is yeah.
All right, because it is, believe me, it is a very, any outdoor activity, climbing mountains, whatever, if you take chances, you have risk involved.
Yes.
You may not see it until it's too late. So flying is very, very dangerous in my opinion. It's not really what we're supposed to do, but in the right approach, mental approach, is very, very safe. So if I've got 11 for safety, perfect. You booked in once, you've flown. Just so everyone knows, Andy and I, we went off to that lake over there as a normal place to fly off under the clouds.